So I'm out here in the shop this morning, and I'm going to start building the drawers for the cabinets I'm building. Here's the design that I came up with for the cabinets. It's roughly 14 feet long, and the bottom will be, the doors will be gray laminate. Top drawers that go all the way across the top, veneered in walnut. That's it. I've never built a cabinet before, so really this is my first time building a cabinet. So we'll see how this goes. So far the bases have turned out good. I'm using a track saw, a Makita track saw, and Festool guides to break down the sheet goods. From my research, I found that was kind of the best way to go. That's been working out really good. I built the cabinets with that, and they're very square. I'll show you those right here. I'm learning as I go. I don't call myself a woodworker, really. I am just a guy who's dumb enough to try shit that he doesn't know, and I'm not scared about trying new things. I'm ready to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut off the one edge of the factory board to make sure I have a nice straight edge, and then I'm going to cut everything just a little bit fatter, and then I'm going to take it over to the table saw and set it up at 4.5 so I can rip all those boards at 4.5 so I know exactly that they're all the same. I'm going to go ahead and build out one drawer to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be fine for all the rest of them. Sorry for my ass shot, because I'm going to be bending over here and you're going to see my ass. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do. At roughly, they're about 4 3/4. I'll take them to the table saw and cut them down to the 4.5, so that way they'll both be perfect. That should give me enough for one drawer so I can see what is what. So now I'm going to rip these down to 4.5 so I have at least one setup that's exactly 4.5. This whole first drawer is a test to make sure that I haven't measured anything or screwed anything up otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and rip these down. I love how that automatically turns off. That little plug switch is so cool. I'm amused by the little things. But those are 4.5 now, and then I'll cut down. Actually, I should probably dado out the little recess for the drawer bottoms, and then cut them to length. All right, I got my boards all cut down. I've also drilled some pocket holes to attach sides. I'm just going to butt joint them. So I found some 11/32 plywood I'm going to use for the drawer bottoms. So I'm going to use that. It should be fine. I have the dado set up for 11/32. Hopefully that'll be good. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try. Oh, I also squared up the ends of these on my chop saw because they were slightly out of square. I cut one. It looks good. I just want to test fit it on the 11/32 plywood I found to make sure it's going to fit in. Nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it. Looks good. Those look good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of the 11/32 plywood for the drawer bottom. I think I'm going to glue them as well. I've read that gluing them makes a very tight joint. Hey, so I wanted to give you a little update on the cabinet build. So I started off, I built the first drawer, the farthest one away from where you'd see. So, because I knew that first one was going to be kind of crappy. And I was right, you know, I had problems fitting it, had to work out some measurements, had to get my dado set perfectly to accept the drawer bottom, but I got all that stuff worked out. And I just gotta say, I know you've seen a lot of cabinet builds on YouTube already, so I'm not gonna show you what pocket holes and cutting stuff. I mean, you can see that anywhere, but. So what I did was, with the drawers, you can see I put, you know, I used, splitter. I used good cabinet plywood and 11/32 bottom. And I just butt jointed the ends. And I tossed in some of those Craig pocket hole screws. And I also nailed it and glued it, just to be safe. So these are going to be stronger than any cabinet I could find out there, you know, just buying. And plus I got tools in the interim to build other stuff too. So that's always the trade-off. I could have bought crappy cabinets, put them in, and they would have been crappy cabinets. Or what I did was buy the tools and the materials to build a cabinet, and I would have good cabinets and tools. So let me just show you the difference. I ran out of the good cabinet plywood and I bought some 1/2-inch stuff at Home Depot. So this is the 1/2-inch stuff I was using for the drawers, and I just ran out of it. So you can see the difference. So nice solid ply. This is good cabinet grade plywood. And then this is the stuff you get at the Home Depot. This stuff barely even holds a screw. You screw stuff in there and it just instantly strips out. I think it's like 2 sheets of MDF, and then there's a piece of wood in the middle, and then some really thin plies on the outside, where this is like 7 or 8 plies of plywood, and this locks it up really good. And of course the cabinets are built out of the 3/4 inch stuff, which is really good, heavy. And that's the other thing. This 1/2-inch plywood is twice as heavy as this stuff I bought at the Home Depot. And I just built a couple of drawers out of this because I ran out of the other stuff. I'm gonna build it out of this. Just build it, get it done. But yeah, I'm gonna see how these hold up. And this little simple Craig pocket hole jig, really simple. I drilled all the pocket holes with this one little jig. It worked fine, worked great. You know, you just set it up and drill the holes and it goes really fast. Oh, and I think it was the first cabinet I was building. I was nailing in the sides and, oh, I shot a nail right through my finger and it came out my fingernail. That was not fun. So what happened was my hand was far away because I'm very, you know, respectful of the tools. And I was holding the piece of wood and I put the nail gun in and it went through, and then the nail turned a right turn, went through the side of my finger and out my fingernail. Just that fast. I mean, you gotta be respectful of this stuff. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. I got all the drawers built for the cabinets. They work pretty good. Let's see if we can put one in here. But this cabinet is 14 feet long. Look at that. Woo! So nice. The top, I think I'm gonna go with probably 2 layers of MDF and then a 1-inch thick piece of masonite. Just sacrificial. I'm gonna be beating on it, you know. So if it gets messed up, it gets messed up. I'm not gonna worry about it. I would love a butcher block top, but that's like $600-700 for a 14-footer. That's it, that's where I'm at. Nice light coming in at 7:30 in the morning. I'm gonna start making the drawers and the drawer fronts for the cabinets today. So I went ahead and built this sled. Turned out pretty good. Here's the Cat's Moses stop on there. I put a rail on the top so you can slide it back and forth. Problem I had is getting this damn saw square. Oh, yeah, look at all that. All those tries to get this damn sled square. So I had to end up, because obviously art directors and math, that's a no-go. It just doesn't work. So I'm gonna use this sled. I'm gonna make some cabinet and drawer fronts today. That should go pretty fast. So it feels nice and warm coming through, but it's like 20 degrees outside. It's freaking cold and sunny. Okay, man. Yeah! Do it! Yeah! Uh-huh! Board for the handle cutouts, because I'm not using any actual knobs. They're just gonna be cutouts that you can grab. And I think it's a lot cleaner. There's gonna be nothing for your clothes to catch on, so I don't have to worry about that. So I set the table saw up to the height I want, and I'm just kind of using that as a dado. I didn't actually change out the blade to a dado, so I'm just using a regular blade and making a bunch of cuts with the cross-cut sled. It's working really fucking good, and I'm super excited, so check it out. Cut all the door handles. I've got some of them, well, quite a few of them done already. And I'm just going ahead and I cut it out with a skill saw, and then I come back with the router and just trim it up. I'll show you. Put this on here after I trim it out, and this goes on here like this, and then I simply turn it over, at least minimally anyway. Clamp it down. Then I take my router with the trim off bit. And that's that. Nice, little rounded edges. It's so nice. Now I got more to do. I got a few more to do, but that's how I do that. It turns out good. Awesome. Hey, today is Saturday, March 14th, and we are actually in the middle of the coronavirus. The whole world's gone mad. Businesses are shutting down for weeks at a time. Grocery stores are totally shopped out. It's like, what the fuck? It's like the apocalypse. So today, we're going to start covering the cabinets with laminate. And I'm happy to do that. All right, now I got all the drawer fronts cut and the cabinet doors made. Cut out the little handles here. And what I'm going to do now is put on the contact cement. Really stinky. I went ahead and I turned off the furnace. I turned off the power, and I turned off the gas because this stuff is so nasty, super dangerous. I'm going to open up the garage door here to get the airflow on. I have the ceiling fan on, and I might turn that up a little higher. All the walnut glued up and blanks. I got everything numbered. I kind of matched the grain. I've kind of figured out beforehand how I wanted the grain of the wood to go across the drawers and the drawers. So it'll be kind of like a matched bookend thing. All right, I'm gonna try to zip one of these out, trim this out, and see how it looks. All right, so I'm now fitting the drawer fronts on the drawers. Have a couple of coats of poly on them already, but I wanted to put the drawer fronts on and then put the last couple of coats on with the drawer fronts in place, because I can pop the drawers out and they'll just be floating there in space and they'll dry really nice. So how I'm doing this is I already put some two-sided tape on the drawer box itself. And what I'm gonna do is I'm taking either nickels or quarters and using that as a little spacer on the bottom to give me an even spacing all around. For some reason, sometimes quarters works and sometimes dimes work. So depending on how close I am, I use either one. So going ahead and fitting this in there, we're gonna try quarters first. Got a couple of quarters here and putting them on there. Hopefully I gave myself enough room around the box, around the drawer front. So in the summertime when it's all hot, see now I can see that I have quarters and this is just hitting the top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch out to dimes, and it'll keep hopefully an even space. Hopefully the dimes are gonna work. Should, they've worked on all the other ones. Oh yeah. So now I got it in and I just center it in the space and just push it in. And that double-sided tape holds it there while I go ahead and attach the screws. So I put 4 pieces because the first couple of times I only put 2 and it was rocking. So now I put 4 and it holds really good. See? So I'm gonna clamp it real quick. So then I just I'm putting a whole bunch of screws in, probably 6, okay, 8. So the drawer fronts are so long, they're about 29 inches long. I just want to make sure they don't warp up on me. So it's all overbuilt. All right. Take these off. But even if those did leave a mark, I can sand it real quick on the cabinet itself, and boom, there it is. Perfect. So I'm gonna put the last couple coats of poly on these drawers and move on to making the cabinet doors, laminating those. Those will be next. Got all the doors glued up. I put the contact adhesive on both sides and on the back of the Formica. I marked the door fronts with an F so I don't fuck that up, and put a black piece on the front. I guess they're little spacers, because once the two touch, they don't come apart. So you gotta do it very carefully, make sure it's all lined up. I made sure to put a lot more glue on it this time, because last time on the drawer fronts, I kind of put the glue on thin, and I had some edges that were coming up, so I had to deal with that after the fact and putting glue and clamping it. It just took a lot more time, so I made sure to put a lot more glue on it this time, and hopefully it'll go good, sit down nice, and look great. Let's do the first one. Put this on. Maybe I should have made those, it looks like I'm all covered on all sides. Bottom. Should be good. One. Four looks fine. Seems like it's stuck good. I don't want it coming up on me, but that one looks pretty good. It's on there good. No bubbles. All right. 8 more to go. I got both sides of the doors laminated, and I'm gonna go ahead and start to router these out. I think it should go fine. I'm not really worried about anything right here. One side down. Now that is satisfying. That looks good. I am happy with that. Woo! So nice. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting the cabinet top on. I chose to use masonite, so I'm doing 2 layers of particle board, 3/4 particle board, staggered, and then a layer of masonite, really thin, and then I'm gonna edge band it with some nice pine and just finish it off. The masonite is expendable, it's easy to replace when I mess it up. But I already got the first layer on. Go ahead and cut the next 2 layers, get that on there, and get this thing done. COVID-19, I guess the pandemic. So I'm not going to the Home Depot to pick up shellac or anything for the top or stain. So I'm going to use what I have lying around. I got a little test set up here. What I want to do is just cover this, put a protective layer over the top of this masonite. And I have 4 different things that I'm going to do a little test on and make sure, because I want it to be kind of just darken the top. I don't want it to be all blotchy and stuff, and I know this stuff is very thirsty. So we're going to do a little test over here with 4 different things. I got wipe on poly. I also have teak oil, which I heard was good because if it scratches, you just throw another layer on and you don't have to worry about sanding it or anything like that. I also have paste wax. And then finally, Helmsman spar urethane. I don't think I'm going to use this because I think it's going to be too much of a pain in the ass. And it takes forever to dry. That's it, but I'm going to show you the tests on the other products here. And we'll make a determination once we can see how those look on my little test piece of masonite. All right, you can see we got our different things here. First up, wipe on poly. Anyway, that seemed a little blotchy to me. Next one is teak oil. I like that. So paste wax. That's not bad. I'm going to do a test. Put a little bit of wax on half the teak oil. That may be a winner. The teak oil and then the wax. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. So fuck that. Fuck the Helmsman spar urethane. I'm going to go with the teak oil and the urethane finishing wax as a second coat. So 1 coat of teak oil, 1 coat of the finishing wax. Now I need to figure out what I want to do with the trim. Blah! All right. Let's get going. We'll go ahead and do the top.